Hello everybody and welcome. So today I wanted to go over my initial review and specs of this unit that in the last video you saw I swapped out my Tesla style for this one. So what this is the Dasaita 10.2 inch universal double-DIN Android radio. It is a regular double-DIN. It has this screen that attaches to the front, so the screen's kind of separate and sticks out from the dash. But the back part is a double-DIN unit. As far as the hardware goes, the processor, let's go into this system about. It's running the PX6 processor family, which is the Rockchip 3399. It is running Android 9, and it has the 1024 by 600 display with, it's actually 4 gigs of memory. The Rockchip 3399 has dual core 872 at 1.8 gigahertz and quad core A53 cores at 1.5. So as you can see, as I'm scrolling through all this stuff, it's actually pretty responsive. I can't complain about that. Storage on this thing is 64 gigs, and like I said, it does have the 4 gig of memory. Looking on the back of it, as you saw in the last video, it has all your normal pre-outs for your amplifiers. It does have a dedicated sub output. It has an HDMI output for if you have monitors in like your headrests or one on the ceiling for your rear entertainment. I do not know what that outputs, if it displays exactly what's on the screen, or if it's a video playing, if it'll display. That part I don't know yet. I have not tested that. It does have an external Wi-Fi antenna, which really helps this thing. The Tesla style unit really struggles getting Wi-Fi unless it's like a hotspot in the vehicle. But this one, I could be pulled up in my parking spot in the parking garage at work, and this one will pick up the wireless network from the floor above me, which is really good. I like that. It will also, sitting in my driveway at home, it will pick up my Wi-Fi from the house, whereas the Tesla style would not. It literally had to be in the vehicle. As far as hardware goes, that's pretty much the gist of it. If you were to install this in your truck or car, because it is a universal double-DIN, you would need a adapter kit, especially for me, since I have the Tundra. Mine is a 2015 Toyota Tundra Limited, and as you can see, I accidentally just hit the power button, but it's not a huge deal because there it goes. And that is actually how fast it is whenever you first power on or turn the truck on. It's that fast. I have not let it sit over 24 hours, so I don't know if it reverts back to the slow boot after a certain amount of time. This is my daily driver, and I literally drive it about every day. So I know it hasn't sat that long between boots. But you do have to have an adapter kit, and I'll get to that, get to the issue with that later. But don't cheap out on these. Just don't. So moving on to the software side of things, this is the interface that you will see whenever you first boot it up. It's dark. It does not have a light version that I can find, and The issue with that is the glare. The glare on this is actually pretty bad for what it is. I mean, broad daylight driving. This is actually probably the 4th time I've shot this video because I wanted you to be able to see the screen, and the other 3 times you just couldn't because there was too much glare on the screen. So, I mean, you can adjust the brightness. It doesn't really go that far between bright and dim, as you can tell. I normally leave it about right there. As far as the brightness goes, whenever I go to work, it's still dark. I mean, I'm at work at 6 a.m. So, if you have, like, the radio, if you go into the radio, it's a dark interface. It's fine. It's not very blinding. But if you were to go into, say, Google Play Music or Waze, something like that, you're going to get blinded because it is very, very bright. And I've not found a way to dim it any. Now, in Waze, you can go into settings and change it to the night mode, which for some odd reason it won't do automatically on this unit. I don't know why, but that's part of the software. As far as like the radio, the tuner, it will tell you if your radio station broadcasts this information, what is playing, the artist, song title, and radio station. Again, if they display or they broadcast that information. Pretty much everything that I do does that. It also displays down here in your presets if it is a preset. And I like that because the stock radio does that, but the Tesla style unit does not, unfortunately. So we'll go back out of that. Navigation, I believe you can set what you want. I haven't set that yet. Normally I would say I use Waze because that's what I normally use. I'm going to exit out of that because I don't have any Wi-Fi right now. I don't have the hotspot on, which is fine. But if I hit that, it goes straight to Waze, and that's fine. Okay, so that is the main screen, and it does have multiple pages of things. It does come pre-installed with Car Launcher AG. Pretty much everything up to YouTube was pre-installed. All the rest of them I installed myself, and everything works with the exception of my PlayStation Vue. For some odd reason, it thinks that this unit is rooted, but it's not. There is an aftermarket, or I guess a third-party firmware for this unit that does enable root, but I don't have that. This is just the standard firmware installation. So I don't know what's going on there. I've got to do some digging and figure out what's going on with that. Which is, because it's nice to have whenever you're, sitting in a parking lot, like right now, I'm waiting for my son to get out of his class. I'm shooting a video, yes, but, I could be watching TV, whatever. But I'll show you what the Car Launcher AG looks like. I have customized it a little bit. I took the clock out, I made it the Toyota logo, and I've programmed the different applications to do what they're supposed to do. This is highly configurable. I mean, it's a regular Android head unit, so anything that you can do with Android, you should be able to do with this. For some odd reason, the auto brightness stuff does not work on this unit. I don't know if it's just this specific unit or if it is this brand or what. So I mean, just take it for what that's worth. It has your typical DVR, but it has a DVR there and a DVR there. So I don't know what's going on there. You have your F-cam, so you can actually go into that. I don't have a front camera, but I can switch to my rear camera. And as you can see, I'm sitting in a parking spot, but you can switch between the two. Let's see what vehicle does. Fuel info. Doesn't tell me anything. So, I don't know. The Tesla would give me stuff, but for some odd reason, mine was always stuck on liters per 100 kilometers or something like that. And I never could get it to go to miles per gallon. So, not sure what happened there. If you have like a 2018, 2019 Tundra and some other vehicles, the TPMS will work. I have a 2015. It does not work unless I buy aftermarket hardware to go on the tires. I'm not doing that. I don't care. I'm fine with the stock stuff. So, I mean, you get pretty much everything. Your Bluetooth, that's for your calls and stuff. You can receive calls, make calls, typical stuff. The issue with this is on the stock radio, the ringtone is very pleasant. It's not abrupt. It doesn't scare the bejesus out of you. This one and the stock software on the Tesla style, I swear, it's like they just want to startle you to make you answer the phone. This is very crazy. It's loud. It's obnoxious. You definitely know it's ringing. But since we're talking about the hands-free stuff, I will say this is very nice. This is actually the microphone for the hands-free. I have it down here because I haven't permanently mounted it yet. I just have it kind of dangling out here. But even with it dangling there, people that I talk to with a hands-free don't really know that I'm on a hands-free thing. Well, as far as this, they don't know that I'm in the truck. They think that I'm actually on my Bluetooth headset. So, just to say, the audio quality is good. Something that the Tesla style could actually learn from. So, the phone part is fine, and just the ringtone's annoying. Now, I will say, the thing that I love about this unit the most, and I really wish that more Android units came with this, especially the Tesla, I really wished it had this, was a full EQ / DSP. The Tesla style does have an option you can cut on to enable a DSP, but it's not a true DSP. You can do a custom preset. You can do a preset like, say, rock. On the Tesla style, I could do rock. But the problem is, like on rock, even with this one, the mid-range is a little flat for my liking. So I actually adjust it up a little bit. And on here, it works. You can actually tell a difference. On the Tesla style, if you move anything, it goes completely flat. It does not work. And that's very, very sad, because I really would like for that to work. So instead of, in addition to your typical, what is that, probably 12, 15 band, whatever it is. I'm not sitting here and counting those. You have your different customizations that you can do over here. You do have your sub volume. You can cut that on if you have if you're using the sub out. You can do bass low frequency filtering, so you're not killing the factory speakers if you still have factory speakers. This unit makes the factory system sound awesome for a factory system. Yes, you're still limited by speakers, but if you're thinking about upgrading your sound system, this can buy you some time. Just putting that out there. So you can adjust your bass gain. You can do your cut frequency. What frequency do you want to boost? Not quite sure what this is. This is kind of like the loud button. I don't mess with those. But what I really like, you have you can adjust your fader, however you want. I just leave that on all. But you go over to specialty, and that's where the magic happens. You can cut that button on right there, and you can hit driver. See how it moved right there? That just moved the sound stage from the center of the vehicle over to the left where the driver is. At least here in America, we drive on the left, so left is driver. If you're in a right-hand vehicle, right-hand drive, you would have to hit co-pilot. Making the distance between the right-hand speakers and the left-hand speakers, as far as the sound waves coming to you, equal. So that puts you in the center of the soundstage. I love this feature. As far as the DSP goes, this is my favorite part. And it's not just for the radio or just the built-in music player. That does it for any sound on here, including your phone calls. So, you know, that may be a plus or a minus for you, I don't know. If you want to be in the center of somebody's voice. I'm going to change that back to all and cut that off. So the DSP part of this, I love. I really wish that they would have this on the Tesla style units. That it would be my ideal radio then. But that's about it as far as the software goes. The biggest con for me on this unit, and it may have something to do with this, the adapter kit, the dash kit, or it might be just the unit itself, I don't know. It rattles like crazy. I mean, you could be driving down the road, and if just the slightest little bump or something, and it's going to be moving. I mean, it doesn't move that much, but it does rattle, and it's from behind the screen, which is weird. I've tried tightening the thing, I've tried moving it all the way back and tightening it, I've tried moving it all the way this way and tightening it. Nothing seems to fix this. The only thing that I can think of is possibly taking something and wedging it between the actual body of the radio behind the screen and then to the back side of the screen. I have not tried doing that. But all in all, that's my biggest complaint with this, because I cannot stand rattles and squeaks in my truck. If you were looking at upgrading from the stock unit, you really only have two choices of styles if you're looking at an Android style radio. The two choices you have are something like this, which is a universal doubled in. Not all of them come out and stick in front of the dash like this. Some of them are inset. If you have an 07 through 13 Tundra, they actually have one that sticks out a little bit, but it's actually molded into the dash. It looks really nice. I think it's called the Max 6 or something like that. So it's really good, but again, it's these capacitive buttons. It doesn't have knobs or anything. The other option is to go with the full Tesla style, but then it replaces your AC controls. Some guys have problems with that. Me personally, I've had zero problems with my Tesla style unit for the AC controls. It just works. So I can't really say anything with that. I did have the one issue where the screen went blank, but that was one time out of like however many months I've had this thing, or the Tesla. So here's how I would put it. If you are looking at possibly upgrading your speakers and amps, but want to push that off until you can afford better speakers, better amps than what you can currently afford, and you can afford about $500, I would do this unit. I'll put links in the description below for all of this stuff. This is on Amazon. It is, like I said, it's about $480 as of the filming of this. Then you got to add in your dash kit. So, I mean, you're still going to be about $500, $520, something like that. The Tesla style is going to run you, if you get a used one, you'll probably get it for about the same price as this. But if you get a new one, you're looking at like $600 to $900, depending on which model you get. So if you don't mind ditching the physical AC controls and you want something that looks more integrated into the dash, I would go Tesla. For me, my ideal radio would be the Tesla style with the knobs, because I love being able to turn stuff up and down with the knob. But I want the PX6 processor because, I mean, this is actually pretty snappy. I want the PX6 processor. I want the RAM and the storage that this has in the Tesla format. Fast boot though, because currently, as of the time I'm filming this, there is no fast boot Tesla PX6. And I want the DSP from this. That would be my ideal radio. And I guess the whatever hardware tuner they're using to get the information from the RDS set up. That would be great. That is the Dasaita 10.2 inch double DIN unit in my 2015 Toyota Tundra Limited. If you have any questions or comments about this, anything you would like to see me do with this, let me know in the comment section below. I do plan on trying the custom firmware for this to see what options it enables. I believe it has a couple of different themes, which the dark is great for night, but it's horrible during the day. You really can't see this if the sun is anywhere near shining on you. But maybe a lighter theme would help with that, because like the Waze, you can see pretty good. I mean, the glare's still kind of bad, but you know, it's usable. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more stuff like this, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified whenever I upload a new video, click the little bell notification out beside it, and it will let you know whenever I upload a video. But that's about all I have for today.